My God. It's been a while, hasn't it? No. I have no clue what to say when coming back. This feels really weird, but I can't lie and say it doesn't feel good to be back. I'm actually very happy to be back. I know it's a bit out of nowhere, just on some random Monday morning, saying like, "Hey guys, back from a year and a half," but that's quite literally what's happening. You know, I guess to explain why I kind of disappeared for a year and a half. I like to all the 20 people that were watching this before. But nonetheless, sometimes you kind of second guess if it's really worth doing something. Sometimes you start something up and you're like, should I really prioritize this? Should I really do it? Is it worth it? And I told myself, I give myself a long period of time. And if I really feel the need to come back to this and I really life sets it up in some type of way where I end up recording myself talking to a camera for half an hour again, I would do it. And I guess we're back, right? So it's as simple as that. I don't think there's anything more to it. I don't think there's anything less. It's just, I want to help people. That is as simple as that. I enjoy helping people. I want to put love into the world. I want to give back. I want to try to be, a good influence onto others. I want to just do my best to help anyone out I can in any way that I can. And this is one way that I can do it. So this is what I choose to do. It's really just that. So we'll give this one more try. And if it's really not meant to be, it won't mean to be. But I think it's meant to be because we're here doing it. So, long story short, we're back. We're giving it a full effort, and whatever happens, happens. I hope you've all been good. I hope summer's treating you well. I'm working myself to the ground, and all I could think was, hey, I already have no time. Let me pick up something else to do to, use more of my time. Because it's the best thing, man. It's the best thing in the world. Just keep living, keep using up all your time, and make sure you're doing something good with it. Um, to kind of preface how this show works or how it's gonna go down from now on, if you remember, you remember. If not, on my Instagram at the LVR Show, we have a link where it says "Be featured in an episode." There, I'd like you to go there. You could write whatever you want, whatever you need help with. If you need something to be spoken about, if you're going through a situation and you need some help, you need a different perspective on something, you need some insight, whatever it may be. My goal on this is just to help anyone that's watching this in any way that I can. My goal is to put some positive perspective in your life, to try to put you on the right direction, on the right path, and just make sure that you can live a happy and fulfilling life. This is not to say that I know everything, because I absolutely know nothing, but all I know is that if I have love in my heart and I have good intentions, that I could help someone's life or multiple people, hopefully everyone, but that's impossible. So we'll just try to help the most we can and then just roll with it from there. So nonetheless, you just gotta roll with it sometimes. That's what we're gonna be doing today. I'm a bit rusty. It's been a minute, so bear with me. But I promise you, I will do my best to make this flow. So before I had stopped, I had a bunch of situations that people needed help with, which I was really surprised. I had more strangers writing to me than I had thought. And here's one situation that had gone a long time ago. So his name is Alex. So Alex, I'm sorry to help you a year and a half later, but this is what Alex wrote to me. So Alex told me, "Hey Rocky, I'm Alex, a 25-year-old professional who's been feeling stuck in a cycle of negative thinking lately. Despite my achievements, I often find myself dwelling on my mistakes and doubting my abilities. I know that cultivating a positive mindset is crucial for my mental well-being and overall success, but I'm struggling to break free from these self-defeating thoughts. I'm eager to learn practical strategies and techniques to challenge negative beliefs, practice self-compassion, and cultivate a more optimistic outlook on life. I'm ready to embark on a journey of self-discovery and growth, and I'm seeking guidance on how to navigate this process and embrace a more fulfilling and positive mindset." It's a whole lot. It's a whole lot to deal with right there. You see, I had to bust out my glasses. I'm getting old. I can't see the same no more. After I got over my phobia of reading with my glasses on the show, of actually showing people that I wear glasses. But anyways, enough about me. So here's to Alex. So Alex, he's at a crucial point in his life. Seems that he needs to figure out a lot right now. And, those negative thoughts of no matter how good you're doing, those eat you up alive. Especially every ambitious person in their life will definitely feel like this. And not just every ambitious person, but I think everyone at one point in their life feels this way, where you're doing so much, you're completing your goals, you're becoming successful in your own regard, and it's still not enough. And the good news is that you're actually supposed to feel this way. If you're living properly, you're supposed to feel this way because it never ends. But we'll get into that after. So Alex wants to know, how can he create a plan? How can he break down what's bothering him? So let's get to it. I would say the first step to doing this is to identify what's bringing you down and why do you feel the way you do. So often, whenever we feel something, it's a reaction to something that's happening in our life. So I tell Alex, why does it feel not as successful? Why does he feel that he's constantly being put down by himself? Does he feel like he may not be doing enough? Does he know he can utilize his time better? Does he feel like he has more potential? Sometimes you can feel like you're holding yourself back from doing something you should be doing. And that's why it makes you feel like you're not doing enough. Or you're not taking enough risks in something you should be taking a risk, like starting a show where you try to help random strangers on the internet. And then understanding what it is then going to why you feel like that. Does it have something to do with your childhood? Does it have something to do with comparing yourself to others around you? Does it have to do with maybe the expectations set by your peers or your family members? You need to recognize what that is at first, because, you didn't really give me much of what may be going on in your life, but those could be some, starting clues as to what it is. The second part of this plan that I would tell you to do is, what is the life you want to be living, and who is the person you want to become? And I think that is a very important aspect in when someone is trying to revolutionize who they are. You cannot do something without having a proper vision of what it is. If you do not know what direction you want to go in life or who you want to be later on, it's hard to work towards that. It's kind of walking to a destination blindfolded. You could get there by chance, but you'd have to be really lucky. And I think we all know in life, luck isn't always there. I think luck is just when enough preparation meets an opportunity, and then it'll click properly. So I would say, what type of person do you want to be, Alex? Do you want to be a loving and caring father? Do you want to be a supportive husband? Do you want to be a role model? Do you want to be a son that your parents are proud of? There's a lot of those things you have to factor. It could be all of them. It doesn't just have to be one of them. But you need to envision the type of person you want to be. And then I tell you, why do you want to live that life? Because if you're doing something just to do it, it's not going to quite properly motivate you to do it. If you feel like you want to be a good parent just because that's what society tells you to do, or you feel like you should do, you feel as if it's what you should do, then maybe being a father isn't for you. And I don't know what you want to be. I'm just putting it out there. I'd suggest whatever you actually want to do, it has to motivate you deeply. It has to be your why. If you want to be a good father, it's because you want to bring another life into this world, give love for it, and let it have the opportunity to live a beautiful life filled with adventure, trials and tribulations, the same way that you experienced it, so that your child can live the highs and lows of what life has to offer. So that's another question you need to ask yourself. And then, so once you identify what's bringing you down, why it makes you feel like that, the life you want to be, the person you want to be, and the why for that as well, you need to create a plan of what changes in your life you have to make. And an analogy with this that I saw, I heard this from, I can't remember where I heard this from, but it was something that's always stuck with me that I think a lot of people should recognize. For a lot of people that do by the hour work, right? Or any job in general. And they always say they want to be paid more or they want to be able to charge more for their service, right? Sometimes you have to ask yourself, what do I need to do to be able to charge more for that service? So let's say you're a personal trainer, right? And you're charging $50 an hour, but you want to charge $75 an hour. You have to ask yourself, what changes do I have to make as a personal trainer to be able to charge clients $75 an hour and that they're actually getting their money's worth? Or let's say at a restaurant, you own a restaurant and you want to sell a plate of pasta for $40 instead of $25. You have to ask yourself, what am I adding to this plate of pasta that is making it worth $40? Am I using better quality ingredients? Is it being cooked by a better chef? Am I using high-end products such as lobster, truffles? What are you doing to make something in your life worth more? And that's what you need to recognize at first. So if you want to have a more fulfilling life, you need to ask yourself, what do I need to do to feel that way? Do I need to inspire people in my life more? If that's your main general goal, I want to inspire people more. All right, what do I do? Right? You write a plan. How can I inspire the people around me? And it doesn't have to be everyone in the world, but it could be, how can I inspire the close members of my life, my close friends, and everything is first. Another thing you could do is changing your habits, lead to more successful habits. And this is different for everyone. Given your environment, your situation, you need to think about, am I really doing enough given my situation? Am I making the use of all of my situation? Am I making complete use of my situation? And to put it in simple terms is, let's say with school, right? You're a B plus student, you're getting your 75s, your 80s, but you want to get in the 90s, right? How can I make my grades better? Well, you can wake up 2 hours earlier and put in an extra hour of studying before going to school, maybe in a subject you're having difficulty with. Instead of, going out and partying all weekend, you can still go do that. But tell yourself, I'm going to study for 3 hours on a Saturday before I go out and party all night. Little habits like that, those little tricks is what's going to make the difference. You decide you want to eat healthier. You tell yourself, listen, I'm going to eat clean all week so then on the weekend I can enjoy what I want. It's really simple. I'm giving you these little examples, but it's all these little things that are going to build better habits for you in the long run. An example that I did for myself is I used to struggle for the longest time with STEM courses. Math, chemistry, physics. I had the hardest time with that. So what I used to tell myself is that if I wanted to eat, I'd have to make sure I studied for 5 hours before I ate food. And this was during finals season. So I would starve myself all day. I would go work out. And then I would study. I'd have my energy drink and everything. I would do all my studying. And then when I got home, I told myself, I'm finally allowed to eat. I earned it. Is it a little extreme? Yeah, it is. It might not be the healthiest or the best thing. But what it did is it taught me how to put myself in a position to do what I got to do. And it taught me how to be a bit more disciplined with myself. The same way that it's like, I told myself I wouldn't go out and see my friends if I didn't work out that day. If I make sure I didn't get a good workout in, I wouldn't go out with my friends if they went partying or if they went out to eat. I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't allow myself to. So you need to start putting habits in place. You need to tell yourself, you have to give yourself sometimes ultimatums and tell myself, if I don't do this, I'm not going to let myself do something else. I'm not going to let myself enjoy pleasures if I didn't earn those pleasures. The next part of the plan, step number 4, is that it's not going to fix itself right away. All your problems, the pain you're going through, the suffering, it's not going to fix itself. It's going to suck for a very, very long time. You're going to have to stay consistent with it. You're going to have to stick through the pain. You're going to have to enjoy the suffering. And that's really what life is. You have to really enjoy suffering because it's never going to remain sunshine and rainbows. Life is always going to have its ups and life is always going to have its downs. The way I see it, I believe it in physics. Isaac Newton's first law of physics is every action has an equal and opposite reaction. And I believe the same thing with life. It was something that gave me a different outlook on life, which is whenever you have bad in your life, there's going to be some good down the road to balance it out. The same way is that when there's a lot of good happening in your life, unfortunately, God forbid, but there is some bad that will balance that out as well. And that is the laws of physics, and I think just the law of life where everything needs balance. If you look at everything in life is balance. If we just look at our bodies are constantly seeking balance through homeostasis, where our body wants to stay at a stable level of functioning. You know, you see it in like if you get hungry, your ghrelin levels go up. Your body wants you to eat, so it makes your leptin levels go up and tells you you're full. If you're really, really hot and you're working out in a very high temperature, your body's going to start sweating to cool your body down. If you're in a state of shock and fear, your body's going to pump up your heart rate to get your epinephrine glands going and get your adrenaline going so that you're more alert, so that you don't, you don't get killed by what your body thinks might be a predator. And then your body will eventually get really tired and you'll calm down because it's going to match the high state of intensity you were just in. Anyways, all this rambling for me to just say that life is all about balance. So just know that although you're going to be sticking it out and it's going to suck for a very, very long time, that means there's going to be a lot of good coming down your path once you stick through it. But consistency and discipline is going to be key by going through this. And you will keep going through this, which is going to be the next part and final part of what I have to tell you, is that you need to love this entire process, because as much as you will fix your problems, you will have a lot more problems come down the road. There's no final happy ending in life. There really isn't. The final happy ending of life is the fact that you lived it. That's the happy ending of life. There's no everything's going to be okay. You're not going to suffer anymore. You're not going to go through bad things. One day you'll make it. You'll reach the mountaintop and it's over. But the truth is, the mountain, you're never done climbing the mountain. The mountain goes on forever and ever. And it's just to what height you decide to go to. So you have to keep that in mind. You have to love the process. You have to love suffering and feeling this way, because it's going to feel so good the times that you overcome it. Overcoming things in life is what living is all about. You need challenge. You need hard times, because if you didn't have hard times, if you didn't have sadness, you didn't have pain, you wouldn't know what the good felt like. You wouldn't know what happiness would feel like. You wouldn't know how beautiful sunshine is if there weren't the cloudy and rainy days to come take it away. And I think we need to appreciate sometimes going through these bad things, because it makes us realize how grateful we are for the good we might have in our life. So I need you to keep that in mind, Alex, that you right now, your soul is telling you that you have a lot of potential. And that feeling inside of you feeling like you're not doing enough, that means you have a lot more to give. And it means you need to figure that out. And I promise you, you will overcome this. And you are going to be happy that you did. And then you're going to face something 1,000 times worse. And it will only keep getting worse. In my own personal experience, I've been experiencing this every year. Every year that I think, my God, life can't get any worse. Guess what? It does. It gets a lot worse every single time. But through God's faith, at least for me, and through the beautiful powers of what life has to offer me, I've overcame it every single time, And I know every other single time I will. So you need to keep those things in mind. And to anybody listening to this, there will always be a way to overcome it if you're willing to sacrifice enough and find a way to do it. And keep in mind, the more ambitious you become, the less satisfied you'll be with things in life. And that's good because you're making use of the life that you have. You're making use of everything around you. So, on that note, to sum everything up, what I want you to do is I want you to identify what's bringing you down, why you feel this way, the person you want to be, and what life do you want to live, and why do you want to live this life and be that person. I want you to create a plan. What little habits are you going to change to become better, to put better practices into place, and be more content with waking up every morning. I want you to accept the fact it's not going to be fixed right away. It's going to take a long time, and you're going to have to live with this for the rest of your life. And the last thing is I want to make sure that you know that you're going to enjoy the process, that you're going to accept it's going to repeat itself, and that you'll have to enjoy it for the rest of your life and accept it. That's what I did for me. I've accepted that's what life is going to be, and that's why I'm doing all this, to make sure to help people along the way in specific situations that I can. I chose Alex's situation on purpose because it kind of felt like the situation that I was in. I can't even lie. It's exactly how I felt. I really felt like I was stuck. I was in a rut. I wasn't really doing everything I could in life. I feel like I could be a much better son. I feel like I could be a better friend to a lot of people in my life. I feel like I could be a better role model. I feel like I could be a better person for the life that I was given. And I just believe in giving back unconditionally to the world, and it'll come back to me in one way or another. And knowing that I could help someone, that's more than enough for it to make me feel like I got what I deserved back. So I would like to thank all of you for sticking through this very rough comeback episode. Feels a bit weird being back, not gonna lie, but at the same time, it feels like I should have never left it the first time, in the first place too. I want to thank you all, for anyone that's listening to this, or anyone who may listen to this in the future. Your love and support is always appreciated. I hope, not that I hope, I know this is the start of something very beautiful, and I know that there's going to be a lot of good coming this way, a lot of laughs, a lot of crying, a lot of good memories, and yeah, there's not that much more to say. To be honest with you, I'm trying to remember what's the outro line I want to say, but I kind of forgot. So that's why I kind of paused for a second, because I was like, damn, what's the outro line I want to do? Because I used to have a really good one, and I thought of it. And I can't remember. So all I'm going to tell you is that if you have love in your heart, there is quite literally nothing you can't do. If you're going to have love for the world will have love for you. So keep on loving, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you very much. Have yourself a great day, morning, or night. Go kill it. I don't know if you heard that, but that was my cat yowling in the background. He's agreeing with me. So fun fact, I have a cat named 50. I named him after 50 Cent when I went to go see 50 Cent in concert. And he is legitimately my son. I've never treated a cat so much like my son, but he is, and I love him to death. And I know he's going to come downstairs now, and he's going to be like, "What are you doing, Dad?" Be like, "What? Look at that. Ah. Hey, baby. You good? Want to come say hi?" Yeah, this is the outro, guys. Never mind. This is going to be the outro. I'm going to say bye with 50 every single time. Want to come say bye on the mic, baby? I'm just going to be talking about my cat from now on. Oh, and he came on the table, guys. 50 is on the table. Hey, buddy. You want to say hi? Huh? We want to say to people, he's actually sniffing the mic right now. You want to meow for them? Come on, do the outro, baby. Come on. Yeah, you guys could click off now. Don't worry, there's not much more being added. Oh, and he's moving the mic. Okay, baby. My little baby. All right, guys. I will see you in the next episode. Thank you very much. Have yourselves a great day.